Morphes available in the chat room right now. So many Morphes. That is so cool. If you want to get your hand on a Morphe, get a Morph NFT and scroll through the collection. And if you do make Morphe your profile picture, you'll get some special perks here on Discord. A lot more is coming to that very, very soon, so stay tuned.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you up here. Sorry, I was preparing some of the things that we're going to talk about today. Didn't see you come up here, but it's great to have you up here. Let's go ahead and get a mic test and see if the community can hear you.
Yeah, GM. Can everyone hear me? If you can hear me, please spam the chat, I guess. There we go.
Awesome. It seems like everybody can hear us. This is great. You know, sometimes we have some audio issues when we bring guests on, but it looks like we're all ready and all good to go. We're streaming now on Twitter as well. For those of you who are watching on Twitter, thank you so much for joining us today. And for those of you in Discord, thank you so much for joining here as well. See a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. It's going to be a great session, going to be a really, really fun time. Once again, thank you so much to the individuals using the Morphe as your profile picture. See a lot of you in the chat room right now. Over half of you are utilizing that. So if you want to go ahead and take advantage of all the perks that has to offer, you can go to Morph NFT today, pick yours up, look through the collection. It'll be a great time. But let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be an absolutely awesome session. We have a lot of cool things coming for you guys. I know a lot of you might have seen the blog posts and some of the posts that we have put on our X about the Morph Mania. And we're going to deep dive into some of that today. Let you know what is Morph Mania, what's going on, how you can get involved, and what you can possibly win. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to hand the mic over to you. Have you introduce yourself, introduce RecTech, and what it is and how it all works.
For sure. Yeah, and first of all, thank you so much for having me. And for everyone that is tuning in and listening, I just want to say that, the fact that Morph is willing to do this and partner with RecTech to do Morph Mania, is something that really kind of showcases how much they actually do care about their community and really kind of giving people this really awesome, I mean, frankly, life-changing opportunity. Right? Like chains don't need to do this, what Morph is about to do right now. And I think that the fact that they are willing to do this is this really, really awesome thing. So, first of all, I just want to say kind of kudos to the Morph team. When it comes to RecTech is, I mean, it is a very, very kind of different experience. You can think of us as kind of like one of the most fun things that you can do and have in Web3 in its on its own. The idea for us is that we basically build super simple games. Anyone can play, anyone can win, but we have life-changing prizes on the line. And so when we even talk about something like what we really kind of power here, it's these super fun, simple, asynchronous games. Asynchronous games means that you can play them anytime within a 24-hour period. And then at the same time, you're playing against thousands of people from all around the world. And what we specialize in are what are known as kind of mind games. These are games that are somewhat skill, somewhat luck. And the idea is that you play all these games together, where now all of a sudden, after again 4 days of games, which I'll get into in a little bit in terms of how this Morph Mania will actually work, some of you guys will be walking away with really kind of just amazing life-changing prizes. This is something that we've been actually doing for years. We've built dozens of games and have had, I mean, probably over 100,000 people, millions, player games now millions of times. We're a Web3 native project, and I mean, that's the kind of the long and the short of us. Kus, I'm not sure if you, is there anything else that you want me to cover about our intro or who we are?
That sounded absolutely perfect. That gives a good overview of who you are, and the community is really excited. You know, we love games in our Discord. We host games pretty much every single day across our regional communities, and we host poker tournaments. So these games like this are something that our community really rallies behind. And yeah, like Anna said in the chat, we love games. It's a really, really good time. And as you mentioned, this could be something that could be life-changing to somebody. Just playing a game, and it could change your life. That's absolutely amazing. But before we move on to the next segment, I wanted to know a little bit of a random question for you is what are your personal favorite games that you like to play in your free time?
So as a game designer, it's funny because you spend so much time testing games and working on your own games. You don't play as many games as I used to. I should say. So I mean, growing up, I played like Diablo 2, Call of Duty, all that kind of stuff. I played Overwatch growing up as well. But right now, because I guess of the nature of my work, I don't spend as much time playing games, but I do play Archero 2. If anyone's familiar with that, that's like kind of a kind of gun hell game, idle shooter on mobile that's just like fun and addictive. And then GTA 6 comes out, I'll definitely play that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited for GTA 6. I was a little bit of a competitive gamer back in the day, or I guess I should say during COVID when we were all inside, not really doing anything. Me and my friends picked up Warzone and started playing competitively for money, and a lot of fun there. But yeah, you mentioned GTA 6, and it recently just got delayed, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. But I know a lot of our community members, we talk about it sometimes about GTA 6 and how fun that'll be because GTA 5 is such a unique and different game. But you mentioned Diablo, and I had a long time playing Diablo 5, I believe it was Diablo 5, and absolutely loved the game. But now that working on Morph and building the community out here, I don't play games really anymore. But RecTech is definitely something I'm going to jump into and compete against the community. I make the joke all the time that I'm going to win the prize and be first place, and it's not even going to be close. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be a really, really great time, and thank you for sharing that. But moving on to the games, can you tell us about Morphmania and what can users expect and get excited for about this event?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that the number one thing about that's important to know about RecTech, and for frankly, for those of you that are listening in, this is really alpha for you guys. So it's good that you guys are here. The most important thing to know about RecTech is that it's truly anyone can win. If you think to yourself, "I'm not good at games, like I'm just going to get crushed by someone who's better at Super Smash Brothers or Roblox or Minecraft," these are not those games. The games that with RecTech that we specialize in, are called mind games. And so what that really means is that they're super simple games. They are very easy to learn, but because there's a fair amount of luck involved in the games, it's really anyone's game, right? It doesn't matter how skilled you are at a hardcore video game. This is not that, right? So I don't want you guys thinking here that you guys are going to be playing like Mario Kart or Super Smash. These are like games that take literally 5 minutes to play. And like I said, because of that, anyone can play. Anyone has the kind of the chance to win. And really, the setup of it is that basically what we're going to have with Morphmania is 4 games over 4 days. The way that this works is that you have game one on Monday. It opens at, let's say, again, just for ease of use, 9 a.m., and it will close at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And then all of a sudden, game two will start. It'll start at 9 a.m. and then close at 9 a.m. Again, insert time here. I'm just making up the time. And we have basically 1 game per day on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. Each game is actually worth more points than the previous game. So even if you are in 1,000th place on day one, you're still in it, right? And basically, what's going to happen is after the course of 4 games over these 4 days, on Friday at the time when the game ends, we're going to crown a winner, and then the winners will basically receive prizes based off of kind of the morph prize pool, where it's really just a function of whatever kind of morph is contributing, as well as again all of these I guess the entries into the Morph Mania game basically are contributing to that as well. So it's this really kind of cool thing where the more people play, the bigger the prize pool. Again, it's not this like grab in any kind of way, which is what I think makes it so cool. And then the idea is that can you kind of play in these how well can you play in these 4 games over 4 days? And when I tell you that, like, the games themselves, while they're super simple, they're also going to drive you crazy, hence the name Morphmania. Um, you guys are going to, it's going to be one of the most fun experiences of your week. Your Discord is going to be on fire as people are trying to work together or work apart. What the right answer is, so to speak. Hopefully that's not too much of a clue. I think the idea here is that, there's a lot of benefits to making friends, to building alliances, building teams, working together, psyopsing each other, right? Like there's basically what I'm trying to say is that if you guys really lean into the RecTech experience and really kind of I guess what I'm trying to say is Discord and communication with the rest of the people playing in the Morph Mania will either be your friend or your enemy, is probably the best way to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like how you mentioned that absolutely anybody can win. And that's a really big point because there are a lot of times where I see people not join the poker events because they don't know how to play poker, which is completely understandable. Poker is a very in-depth, you need to know what you're doing game to kind of win. But with these games, anybody can win. That's super important. And as David mentioned, the registration for this event will run from May 21st through May 26th. And when the games do begin, we will be streaming every single day here on Discord. Those games, I will be playing them, and I hope everybody tags along with that as well. I do have the blog post up on the screen for those who are wondering, what are we talking about? What is Morph Mania? What games are we discussing? Here's some information on it, and we will go through that as we are talking about just the whole Morph Mania event and what's going to be going on. So you mentioned how anybody can win the games, and you gave a little bit of a sneak peek there on a game type. But what are the types of games that players can expect? Are there any exact genres or mechanics that anybody needs to know about? Just little hints.
I think that again, we definitely are kind of a little bit of our own animal. Each game definitely kind of has its own kind of subcategory within this category or genre that we've created that are called mind games. So I think that you'll see a fair amount of what are referred to as push your luck games. I think you'll see a fair amount of what we refer to as like psyops games, where again, just to give you a sense, there'll be a game during Morph Mania where basically there will be a right answer, but the right answer is based on the answers of the entire community, right? So it's almost like we don't know what the right answer will be. No one will know what the right answer will be until all of the votes are tallied, so to speak. So these are games where, one is, did you play? Did you pick the right button? So on and so forth, things like that. These are super simple to a certain extent. Where those will impact your score. And then there's going to be games where, how well you can kind of either read the room or corral the other people playing will also kind of benefit you. These are games that, like, and again, I will say that, we definitely are very quote unquote Squid Game inspired. If you guys have seen that television show. So the idea here is that the games themselves, like, we kind of keep them all a secret. No one knows what game is coming next. Even just transparently, even as we've talked to the Morph team, we've been a little mum about what games are going to be selected, just because that's just kind of like how we like to do it. We like to kind of create the most fair environment possible.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Creating a fair environment is definitely something our community really enjoys, and being really competitive in the spirit of the sport, I guess I will say. But just a little bit more information for everybody here. Minting does go from May 21st through May 26th, and on May 26th, the game will drop at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you can see on the screen right here. You will have 24 hours to play and post your best score. Your cumulative ranking across all games determines your final standing, and the winners will be announced following May 29th. So the games are going to go for 4 days. It's going to be super, super fun. And we do have a question from the chat. You mentioned Squid Game-esque type games, and somebody's asking, is it kind of like Family Feud?
I mean, I guess we have a game that is Family Feud like. I don't know if it'll be included in our collection. Just so you know, we've built dozens of games. And so I think the important thing to note is that each game is very different from the next. So think of it as kind of like a variety pack of games that will be included in Morph Mania. And the games themselves, like I said, each of them are going to drive you crazy in their own way. Like, I think that's the kind of the thing that's really exciting about it, is that one, like, think about it, you have life-changing prizes on the line, and then two, you're playing against all of the Morph community in this kind of crazy, kind of decentralized game show. And then simultaneously, the third component to it is that, like, it's this thing where each game is different from the next.
Yeah, absolutely. Each game is different from the next, so you'll always have something new to try for those 4 days. And I see a lot of questions in the chat. Is it mandatory to participate? No, but we do highly encourage it. There is a huge prize pool that we are offering. Minimum of 15,000 will be given away to be able to have up for grabs, and you can get your chance to win on that. And I guess that's another benefit of participating. Not only do you get the competitive nature, not only do you get to play against your friends and family members subscribers in this event, but you also have a chance to get some life-changing money. So it's a really cool initiative. And for those of you who own Morph Black, Morph Platinum, and Morphes, you will be able to get special perks as well. The Morphe NFT holders will get a 50% off available at Mint. Morph Platinum and Morph Black will be able to mint for free. So that's a really, really cool perk. If you are participating in our ecosystem, I know a lot of you made the Morphes your profile picture, got the roll, and are wondering what are some special perks that are coming in the pipeline for me. Here's one of them right here. 50% off for Morphe holders, and Morph Black and Morph Platinum holders will receive the mint for free. Now, going on to kind of more game mechanics and strategy for individuals who are wondering about that, can you walk us through how scoring will work across the games?
For sure. So, like I said, basically we're gonna have 4 games over 4 days. Each game is worth more than the next. So basically, what's going to happen is, let's say, just for ease of use, game 1 is worth 1,000 points, game 2 is 2,000 points, game 3 is 3,000 points, game 4 is 4,000 points. I'm not saying that's what it'll be, but generally speaking, you can imagine something like that. The way that it'll work is that basically at the end of game 1, we'll tally everyone's score. And so, like, let's say, just for ease of use, the person that was in first place got 100,000 points, but the person that was in second place got, I don't know, 50 points, right? But they were in second place. That doesn't matter. All that matters is basically that means that the person that was in first place gets 1,000 points. The second person gets 999 points, and it works its way down, right? Based off of the total amount of people playing. And so now all of a sudden you might be in 500th place, right? Because you're out of, I don't know, 2,000, 5,000, however many people play. And the thing is that you might think, oh man, I only got 500 points or whatever it is in game 1. But the truth is that, you're still very much in it, because game 2 is worth more than game 1. You could come in first place on day 2, right, and get 2,000 points from game 2, and now all of a sudden you have a total of 2,500 points, which puts you, much closer to the top. So it's this cool dynamic where basically every single game is worth more than the next. So, you might find yourself in the middle of the pack, towards the lower of the pack, but then start doing what better towards the end of the week, and all of a sudden, next thing you're in the, you're eligible for a prize, which is really, really amazing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Each day is a new day. Each game is a new game, a new opportunity to really get up the ranks and put yourself in a position to be able to walk away with some cool prizes, as you mentioned. And once again, the blog post is on the screen for individuals who are wanting more information on it. And we could not be more excited for it. Moving on to the next question is, what would separate a casual player from a potential winner in this Morph Mania?
Frankly, I mean, I think it's just like a casual. Wait, when you say casual player, what exactly do you mean?
Like somebody who just buys the Morphmania pass and kind of goes in and doesn't really have a strategy, doesn't really have an approach, is just going in and just kind of trying to play the game. What is a certain strategy that somebody can utilize to potentially set themselves apart from somebody who might not have one?
Yeah, look, so I'll say that going into it, like, it's really anyone's game, right? Like, I mean, like, again, we've run many of these kind of experiences now, over the last few years, and I've had people who have had a lot of tickets, so to speak, and they've come in first place. I've had people who've won first place with just one ticket. Right. So, for us, I think it's one of these things where, like, that actually says a lot about the kind of balance of luck and skill that kind of goes into these games. I would say that one of the things that will actually, one, make this experience a ton more fun, and two, kind of give you a little bit more of an advantage, is if you actually are working with other people, right? Because if you are working with other people, you guys can talk strategy together. You'll have, again, a great time, because now you guys are sitting there scratching your heads about how do you kind of, what's the best kind of way to go about this? What's the best way to kind of get the most points out of this game? But at the same time, I think it allows you to kind of put your brains together to really kind of figure stuff out. So I can say that, like, having kind of teams and alliances, and whether that's one person or a team of 4 or 40, it doesn't really matter. Just working with other people, I think, is something that actually does really help you kind of set up for success a little bit more, because, Lunchman may basically figure something out, and then, Cyber Rick is like, oh yeah, but and also what about this? And then Leonis is also contributing in their own way as well. So I think it's one of those things where you actually can kind of mind meld, and that may help you kind of. I mean, it can also work against you, but it can also help you kind of run up the leaderboard together.
Absolutely, and that's a really good strategy. I know a lot of individuals in this Discord love teaming up together for the games and utilizing that structure, utilizing the communities that they are in to be able to boost themselves to the top. So that's another really, really good way to boost yourself up the ranks in this RecTech Morph Mania. Work together, form some teams. If you really trust some people, get in a team and alliance with them, and it's really anybody's game. And we can make this like the Wild West. We can really have spin-off group chats to where you guys can go in and talk strategy all the time and bring home that prize because there's a lot to be made here. So as we round out a little bit, I do want to go over some of the information which is on this blog post right here to really give you guys a full understanding of what to expect, what you will need to do to enter, and just some other information like that. So there's going to be 4 days, 4 games, over $15,000 in prizes up for grabs. From May 26th to May 29th, you'll compete across 4 fast-paced, browser-based games powered by RecTech. Each day brings a new challenge. Scores accumulate across all games, building towards one ultimate leaderboard. It's Morph's biggest gaming competition to date, and your chance to prove your skills and win big. Mint your Morph Media Pass starting on May 21st, and get ready for the games. How to enter? To join the action, mint a Morph Media Pass. This pass grants access to the Morph Mania games and officially enters you in the competition. The mint will open May 21st at zero point zero 0.01 ETH per pass. Minting will happen on the Morph chain. We recommend using the official bridges to bridge ETH for minting, and I will send this link into the chat for individuals to get all this information as well. There was a limit of 1 pass per wallet. Minting closes right before the game start on May 26th at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Morph Black and Morph Platinum holders will be able to mint for free. Morphe's NFT holders, which I see a lot of you in the chat room right now, will be able to mint at 50% off. The mint will be available on the Morphed platform. Once minting ends, no additional players can join, so do not miss the window. My mouse has died, so let me go ahead and plug it in real quick. I was going to scroll down. All right, here we go. Now, the game schedule. The competition structure is very, very straightforward. One new game drops each day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting on May 26th. You have 24 hours to play and post your best score. And I did see somebody ask in the chat if this is something that will take all day. No, but you do have all day to play it, if that makes sense. You have a 24-hour window to get on the platform, play the game, post your score, but it will not take all day. Your cumulative ranking across all games determines your final standing. And like it was mentioned before, each day the points increase. Each day is a new day. You're going to want to do good throughout the tournament. Excuse me. All right. My mouse is
Yeah,
just not working right now.
and yeah, just I also saw another question that I thought was interesting. Someone asked or mentioned, are we discussing about psyops games or trivia like games? Are we playing all day? Multiple questions. Yeah, no. So again, each game is going to be very different in its nature. Some games you'll start with a certain pool of, let's say, points or whatever it is, and then it's up to you to kind of choose how to utilize those points over the course of the 24-hour period, and how many kind of points you turn that into is really up to um, how much you earn that day, so to speak. And some games it's as simple as like making one decision, right? I'm talking all you have to do is make one decision over a 24-hour period. Will you change your time? Will you change your answer 20 plus times in the day? Probably. But at the same time, it's really only one decision over the course of that day. So these games are very, very again, like I said, they're open for 24 hours, but they only take 5 minutes to play. And no, they will not be like chess. These are games anyone can play. Mubi asks, is there a leaderboard? Yes, there will be actually a leaderboard. Actually, this is a really good question, because for some games we'll actually have a leaderboard where you can see the leaderboard in real time. Some games will completely hide the leaderboard. Some games the leaderboard isn't relevant until afterwards. But then what you'll also have is, starting on day 2, you'll have the overall tournament leaderboard. So you'll see how the tournament leaderboard, like who's in first place after game 1. Then you'll see the tournament leaderboard, who's in first place after game 2, game 3, game 4, so on, and that's how you have the winner. Um, Arya asks, how much gas fee is needed to play for each game? you will not need any gas to play the games. You only need gas to get the Morph Mania pass.
All right, some great questions coming in from the chat. Thank you so much for answering those, by the way. So it's going to be a really fun time. But going back over some of the information on the games, winners will be announced in the following days on May 29th. And here is the fun part: the prize pool. The prize pool features a minimum of $15,000 in rewards. Players will compete for a grand prize along with multiple other prizes, including RecTech passes, NFTs, and more. 100% of the mint proceeds go directly to the prize pool and the administration of the games. The complete prize structure will be revealed as we get closer to the game, so stay tuned for more details on that. And then the last section here, enter Morph Mania. Minting opens May 21st. Secure your spot, master the games, and climb the leaderboard to glory. This is your chance to test your skills, compete with the community, and walk away with the big prize. Are you ready to enter Morph Mania? So once again, I will send this into the chat right now. So you will be able to go ahead and go to this blog post, get all the information you need, get ready to mint, and get really excited for the games. Now, as we close out here, I'm going to hand the mic back over to see if there's any closing statements here, information that individuals should know before entering the games.
Yeah, no, like, so the thing that I always say about RecTech experiences is, can I promise you that you'll win? No, I can't promise you that you'll win. And if you're one of these people where, you're like, oh, I put money into this thing, I better win, and now you're kind of salty that you didn't win, like, I guess that's not the right attitude to kind of have going into this. I always say it's like RecTech, like, I can't promise you that you'll win, but I can promise you it'll be one of the most fun things that you ever do in Web3. You will remember the Morph Mania games for months, if not years to come. So definitely give it a shot, just because you'll have a ton of fun, just like participating in this crazy global experience with people all around the world. And it was, again, brought to you by Morph, right? Morph was like cool enough to do this. So like that says a lot about them and the project that you guys are involved with. And so yeah, I mean, like that's in a nutshell, right? Like, it's inexpensive to participate, life changing if you win, and if you don't win, you're still gonna have a blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. I cannot wait to see the community's interaction on the games. I cannot wait to interact myself and get in there and try to win that prize. I know a lot of you are going to be going for that. It's really hard. Form some alliances, team up with some individuals that you trust and that can lead you to the promised land of winning this prize, and just have a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun with it. And for you individuals who are role collecting in our Discord, excuse me, there will be a RecTech role if you do buy the pass. You will be able to get a special RecTech role with a special chat, just exactly for the Morph Mania here, and there will be special perks for that as well. So it's going to be really exciting. If you don't win the main prize, of course, there are going to be some other prizes as well. There's going to be at least 100 people getting RecTech passes, NFTs, and more for you to be able to take home. So it's not just that grand prize. We have smaller prizes there. So really compete, really try to get one of those top spots. And I cannot wait to see everybody interact with this. Will everybody get the role? Everybody that mints one of the Mania passes and interacts with the games, plays the games, will get the role, yes. And there will be special perks for that role in the future as well. So we really do recommend that you go ahead and not only buy the Morph Mania pass to partake in the games, get all of those prizes, but also verify your pass in Discord so you're able to get that role and get playing. So really exciting stuff here. We cannot wait to see everybody partake in this, and I will of course be streaming this every single day that there is a game for all of you to be able to watch and see my strategy around it. I can't wait. So I'll go ahead and close out that session here. It was a great 30 minutes. Thank you for everybody who joined in the audience. It was so great to see so many familiar faces and a lot of new faces as well. All the Morphe NFTs in chat. Congratulations. You do get 50% off this Morph Mania Pass Mint. And if you don't have one already, go to Morph NFT. Go ahead and pick out one of your favorite ones and get that nice discount among a lot of other perks in the ecosystem as well. Thank you so much for joining me on stage today as well. If you do have any closing statements, go ahead and put those out now.
No, it was a pleasure to be here. Like I said, I think I kind of said it already, but I'll just say it again. Can't promise you that you win. Can promise it'll be one of the most fun things that you do in Web3. And thank you so much for having us, and thank you so much for doing this, Morph. It's really awesome.
Of course. All right, we'll go ahead and close out here. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Let the games begin. There will be more information very, very soon, and we cannot wait to see you out there. So take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. I will be in the chats all day as well as some moderators. And yeah, take care, everybody.